Hello everyone, I'm Scott Blaisdell, the VP of Products here at CallRevu. I have Teresa Clevenger here with me, the Director of Sales of Major Accounts. We're here to talk to you about what we bring to the table here at CallRevu. We recently announced a brand new product called ServiceVision Intel. It's a great product that was specifically designed for service centers. There's a few things that service centers around the nation told us very clearly that they needed help with. Number one was finding out how many customers are actually calling in to ask for the status of their vehicle. It's incredibly bad service for a customer to say, hey, where's my car? Where's my car? The dealership rather should be contacting the customer, letting them know what the status is of their car, if it's still waiting on parts, if it's going to be ready to be picked up that afternoon or the following day or what have you. So that was the first thing. The next is customers calling in multiple times because they can't get the answer they're looking for. Either they can't get connected to the right person, they can't get the same service advisor that they were talking to previously about their car, or numerous other things that could cause them to not get their answers. So we detect those multiple calls in a day, and we can alert the service advisors or the service directors to the fact that customers aren't getting answers. And the third thing was simply staffing enough to be able to just answer the calls. They don't know what times of day they're lacking in staffing to answer the calls, because not all calls go to voicemail. Not everybody leaves a voicemail. So there's really not an easy way to track our customers calling and not able to get to anybody. I recently, in fact last weekend, my car actually broke down at a stoplight. The starter failed. I won't name the brand, but it's a reliable car and it still fails. It happens to all of us. I called the local dealer, asked for service, and I got a ringing phone. It rang probably 20 times, and I'm stuck. I can't push a button on my phone and make it connect me to somebody, so I had to call back, get the same receptionist again, ask her to transfer me to service. She was very apologetic and wonderful, but guess what? I got a ringing phone again, and it just kept ringing and ringing. So I had to call back a third time, and finally the receptionist said, hold on, let me go grab somebody in service. Literally left her desk, went to the service desk, grabbed the service advisor, and brought him back to her desk to talk to me on the phone. Now, I ended up getting the car towed to the dealership and got it all fixed, and it was all good. But if there were other options for me to call a different dealer, I would have been on the phone to another dealer after that first call, for sure. So just being able to answer the call and having enough staff to answer the call, if you don't have that staff, you're losing business, or at least you risk losing business.
Well, and also what this allows you to do is to be able to determine what times of the day to staff. And so, since COVID, we all know what's happened in, the last couple years. In 2023, we really want to be able to roll out the red carpet to all of our customers. Keep them as a loyalty, long life customer. That's ultimately what we want. With our product, you're going to be able to have that opportunity to help and move forward with it.
That's right. That's right. It's easy to sell one car, you get a customer. Service that car, you keep that customer for life. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, and we've been so used to, back years ago, people didn't think they needed a CRM. They didn't think they needed a website. Look where we are now. Everybody cannot live without a CRM. Everybody cannot live without a website. They rolled out the red carpet that way. Why don't we roll out the red carpet through our phone systems to be able to answer those calls, know what's going on, how to treat those service customers, how to, take them from the front end of the journey to the back end of the journey with no glitches. And that's what we're here to do.
It's kind of funny. Think about it. What if the website simply wouldn't load pages because there's nobody there behind the scenes to load the pages? I mean, that's kind of what the end experience is when I make a phone call and I can't get anybody to answer. It's like it's an empty web page.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and that's where this really just comes at such a pivotal time, because staffing has been such a huge issue for everyone. So I do believe it's going to be a good thing.
We know that finding certified mechanics is a big problem for dealers today. That's a big problem. But finding qualified, experienced service advisors, equally as difficult today. We know that So that's why we give some tools to dealers to help them understand where they're weakest, and they can maneuver the scheduling of their service advisors to fill the gaps when they're getting the volume of calls that they're missing today.
Also, Scott, if you've got a customer that has been calling you numerous times, but you had no idea, and you thought it was the first time they were calling you, that makes a huge difference. You're going to know how to react or treat that customer versus the first time, or they've called you numerous times. So I think it's a big, big opportunity for all dealers to take a look at this.
And we also take it one step further, and that is, even if you can't hire enough people to answer those calls, we've partnered with we'vegotyourcalls.com as a virtual BDC. All the overflow calls will be automatically routed to we'vegotyourcalls.com, where they have experienced, highly trained staff to answer those service calls, to get those service appointments booked, etc. But service isn't all that we do, right? Sort of our bread and butter is also on the sales side. We have ServiceVision, our flagship product that analyzes calls from a sales perspective, looking for anything that's going to deter customers from booking appointments to actually come in and see and do test drives on these cars and ultimately buy a car. So we analyze those phone calls, and we help sales reps
or BDCs.
We help sales agents
also
and BDCs, yes,
yeah.
Make sure that they're doing all the right stuff to get those appointments set. And when they're not, we give them the ability to take a look at their calls and kind of figure out where they went wrong, to learn from those experiences and get it right on those future calls.
The other thing is, we're here to help you. We're not here to, be or the hammer and you need to, dismiss that.
No big brother
employee.
happening here.
No, it's not. But we're here to help you to understand what is happening in every aspect of your dealership, from the front to the middle to the back. And that's ultimately how I look at it. I work with a lot of large dealer groups, and they have a lot of great things to say, and they share some of their ideas and thoughts with us. So we work collectively together as to how we can make it easier and better for them each and every day. I mean, ultimately, that's what we're trying to do.
So is it fair to say that we really help sales, on the sales side, we really help sales people get better at selling cars? We help them figure out how to do it better, how to be more successful, and we give them a tool to see where they're not good, help them get better, and track their improvement so that they can sell more cars and make more money. And the dealerships now have more experienced salespeople that obviously can make the dealership more money.
100%, Scott. It's kind of interesting. You don't realize, even for us in this interview, how many times you might say, I
just did it two or
three
times myself.
When you actually listen back to those calls, it really lets you understand what you're saying. Are you being very clear in how you're trying to relay or talk about your message? And, it's just an eye-opener. It's, again, not to criticize anybody for how they do it, because none of us are perfect by any means. But it really does help the dealerships. It also allows your peers to look back and say, wow, that was really good. How did you do that? Let me work on that.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we talked about service, we talked about sales. There's one other piece that I think a lot of people don't know that we do here at CallRevu, and that's marketing. So we have a product called CallVision DNI. For those of you who don't know, DNI stands for Dynamic Number Insertion. What it is a magic technology that allows us to take our pool of phone numbers and swap them out on your website. As visitors come to your website, I'm going to give a user one number. As the next visitor comes into the website, I'm going to show them a different phone number. That may sound a little scary, but we have the back-end systems to make sure that if they call that sales number or the service number or the finance number on your website, we will route that call to the right place within the dealership. But since that number is unique for that first visitor, we can actually tell how did that user get to the site, and then did they make the call, and what happened on the call as well. So if you're running a digital ad campaign, it's driving users to your site to hopefully get them to take advantage of some special offer that your service department has. Are they actually calling the service line? Are they actually booking an appointment for that purpose? Or is that ad campaign not driving those visitors to make those appointments. And if they're not, you should stop spending your money on those ad campaigns. Put that money towards ad campaigns that will work better.
Well, a lot of dealers talk about conversion rates.
Mm-hmm.
This is a good way. And some of you are probably already doing it with Google Analytics, which we can tie into and all. But it's just a better way because a lot of companies that do this and that they're partnered with already, they don't take it down as to the service call, the sales call. We actually take it down that far granular because of us being a call monitoring system. We're able to take it that granular for them to be able to see what's really working for them and the dollars they're spending.
We know why they came in. We know what they did on the site. We know what kind of call they made, what happened on the call, what was the outcome of that call, and you can tie it all back together to make sure your ad spend is being well used. And then, of course, a lot of people say, well, geez, I have to have another tool, another technology that I have to integrate, and it's complicated, and it's, I got to modify my website, and all this stuff is it's too much, and it's difficult. It's actually not. We do all the work on our side, and then the users just consume it by getting an email alert from us or a report from us. There's not a heavy application you have to go and sift through every day. You don't have to go become a data analyst and mine the data and figure it all out. You just receive the emails that we tell you about the most important information, and you're golden.
Absolutely. So we talked a lot about today here of everything we can do, but there's one thing else I want to say.
Okay.
Is the people that we bring to you, from the sales reps to the account managers to our product team, we're all working collectively together as a team to deliver the best products in the industry in the automotive.
Absolutely. So thank you guys for joining us here at NADA 2023. To learn more about CallRevu, just visit us at callrevu.com. That's CallRevu.com.